Hello everyone. In this lesson we will learn about building up real content for one of our pages. Without further ado, let's just jump right into the action. Alright, so this is my public-facing WordPress website, and if I use my navigation to navigate to the About Us page, we can see that currently this page only has a tiny bit of placeholder content. So in this lesson, we are going to add additional content to the page, and along the way, we will learn a few new skills. Okay, so if I want to make changes to this page, if I want to edit this page, assuming I'm logged into WordPress as the admin of the website, I can just look up in the top bar of the page and make use of this Edit Page button. And that will take me directly to the edit screen for that page. So now I'm free to begin changing this content. Now obviously you're free to type out whatever content you would like, but here's what I'm going to type. This business is our pride and joy. We've been around for a long time. Okay, now in the real world, if this page was about you, hopefully you would have more to say about yourself than just these two sentences. But for the purposes of keeping this video rolling along at a nice tempo, I'm not going to type any other content manually. Instead, I'm just going to paste in a bit of filler lorem ipsum text. Okay, so imagine you have your intro paragraph here, and then maybe you want to add a YouTube video to your page. So maybe we want the next piece of content here to be a video. So as an example, let me show you how relatively simple it is to add videos from YouTube to your page. Let me switch over to another browser window where I've navigated to youtube.com. And then just go ahead and find the video that you want to include on your page. Okay, so begin watching the video that you're interested in. And then right below the video player, you will see a bit of information about the channel who owns the video. And then right below that content, you'll see a share button. Okay, so let me scroll down just a little bit. And then I'm going to click this share button. Once I click that, it gives me a few new options to choose from. I can choose between share, embed, or email. We are interested in embed. We want to embed this video into our WordPress page. So as soon as I click on embed, YouTube gives me this bit of code. Now with this code highlighted, go ahead and copy it into your clipboard. Then switch back to your WordPress admin area. And as you might have guessed, now we just want to paste that code into our content here. However, before we go ahead and paste in that code, first we want to pay attention to these two tabs here. See these two tabs here that read Visual and Text. If I click on Visual, nothing happens because we are already using the visual editor or the visual mode of WordPress. Now, 99% of the time, visual mode is great. It makes it very simple to create content here. But in this case, we want to paste in that bit of code that YouTube gave us. So we want to switch over to the text view or the text mode. So let's click that. Okay, and now let's place our cursor down here. And now we are safe to paste in that code that YouTube gave us. So this is the code that YouTube gave us. I'm going to add a new space or empty line in between it and our paragraph. Okay, and with this code in place, now I can switch back to the visual mode. So just click on visual again. And there we have it. So there's the video added to our content. Let's test it out. Let's take it for a spin. So let's go ahead and click this blue update button. And now we see this success message, page updated, and we can use this view page link to immediately view the public-facing page. Okay, so this is what the world will see when they come to our website and click on About Us. Pretty cool. So now if anyone comes to this page and clicks on this video, it will begin playing. Now before we change gears and learn how to add our own photographs to this page, I do want to show you one last YouTube tip. So currently, notice how this YouTube video has the title of the video right here. Maybe we don't want that. So if we go back to YouTube, we can actually customize what YouTube gives us for the video player. So check this out. After you click the share button and then the embed button, and again, remember I'm currently viewing youtube.com, here's the code that YouTube gives you. But if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see this Show More option. And if I click that, YouTube gives us new options we can use to customize the video experience that it gives us. So here we see we can change the size of the video player. So maybe instead of 560, I want 640. So that will make the video player a little bit larger on our page. And then you can also customize all of these settings. So I usually uncheck this first one, show suggested videos when the video finishes. I uncheck that because I don't want to advertise for other people's videos when visitors of my website have finished watching the video. Okay, and if for some reason you don't want the visitors of your website to be able to rewind or fast forward in the video, you can uncheck this option. And if you don't want the title of the video to show up in the top left corner, you can uncheck this option. Okay, and now YouTube has given us a new bit of code here that takes all of our option choices into account. So again, just go ahead and copy this new code into your clipboard. Go back to WordPress. This is the public-facing website, so let me use this Edit Page button to go back to the admin side of things. Here we can see the video because we are in visual mode, but let's switch over to text mode. Here's the bit of code that creates the YouTube video, so just delete that and then paste in the brand new code that YouTube gave us. Add a space here. Go ahead and click the Update button. Page was successfully updated, and then we can use this link to switch back to the public-facing website. And now you can see the video is a little bit larger, and we don't have that annoying title right about here. Okay, so that was a bit of a tangent on working with YouTube videos, but hopefully you found it useful. Next, let's change gears and let's add a bit of extra text below the video. And then let's also work on adding in our own photograph to the page. So if I want to edit the page again, I'm going to use this Edit Page link up in the top bar. Currently, we are using the text mode. Why don't we go ahead and switch back to the visual mode? Okay, and we wanted to add a bit of text below the video, so I'm just going to click to the right of the video to place my cursor there and then hit Enter or Return, and now we can start typing again. Now instead of typing out a big paragraph, I'm just going to paste in a bit of dummy text. Feel free to add whatever text you would like. Maybe pause this lesson for a moment as you add in your own text. But next, what we want to do is learn how to add our own photograph maybe to the right side of the text, so right about here. So let me show you how I would achieve that. I would place my cursor at the beginning of this text, so right before this first word here. And then towards the top left of the screen, notice this Add Media button. Go ahead and click that, Add Media. Currently, in my example here, Media Library is selected. Media Library consists of all the files you've uploaded to WordPress in the past. So in my case, all that I have in my library is the logo file that I'm using up in the header, and I don't want to use that in this instance. I want to upload a new photograph, so go ahead and click on this Upload Files button. Then choose this Select Files button. And now it's up to you to find a photograph on your computer's hard drive that you want to use. So in my case, I have a folder on my desktop named Assets, and I have this photo of myself named Brad Photo that I'm going to use. Okay, and now along the right-hand side of the screen, in this area, we can customize how that image gets added to the page. So for example, we can control its size and its placement. So down here we see alignment. So maybe I want to align it to the right, so it kind of floats to the right of all of the text that it's near. So I can choose right. I can choose a different size, but for now I'm going to leave it set to medium, and then click Insert into Page. Okay, and there we see it. Now next, what if you want to add a caption to the photograph? So maybe you want to add a bit of text right here, right below the photo that pertains to the photo. Well, you can always just click on the photo that you want to edit or work with. And once I do that, notice this little pop-up menu appears. Go ahead and use this pencil icon here. So if I hover over it, it says Edit. Okay, and from this screen, you could customize the alignment of the photo and the size of the photo. But more importantly, we see this first field is caption. So I will type, "This is a cheesy photo of myself." And this alternative text field is also very important. So if for some reason the file fails to load for someone, maybe their internet connection goes out for a second, or the server's acting funny, or if someone comes to our website and they are visually impaired and their computer has software that will read out loud the content of the page to them, well, in that case, they can't see the image, but whatever we type here, they will hear. So I would just say, "Photo of Brad." This alternative text field can also help boost your search engine optimization rankings. So be sure to always fill out this field. Okay, then I'm going to click this update button. Here we can see the caption. And for now, I'm happy with this content, so I'm going to use this blue update button to save my progress. Here we see this page successfully updated message, and if I click View Page, this is what the general public will see. Looks good. Okay, so we just successfully added a photograph to the page. Now let's change gears and talk about something else. So if I scroll back up to the top of this page, we can see that here is the title of this particular page, About Us, and it uses a nice large font size because it's the title, but then we notice that the rest of our content uses a very uniform standard font size. So the question becomes, what if we want to have subheadings? So for example, maybe I want to have my main page title here, and then I want to have a subtitle or subheadline right here that reads About the Company. And then maybe down here, before this text, maybe I want to have another subheading right here that reads About Me. Okay, so basically the question at hand here is, how do you use different font sizes? Let me show you how I would handle that. So if I want to edit this page again, I can just use this edit page link up in the top bar. Okay, and this field is what controls the main title of the page. Each page or post can only have one title, but what if we want to have subtitles or subheadlines down here in our content? So check this out. If I create a new line of text, type anything I want, by default, each new line of text is just considered a standard paragraph. So WordPress considers this a paragraph, WordPress considers this a paragraph, you get the idea. But if I want this piece of text to be treated as a headline, I can just highlight it, and then using this menu, see this menu that currently says paragraph, if I click on that, I can choose between these different heading options. So if I choose heading 1, that's going to use a fairly large font size. Heading 2 will be a little bit smaller. You get the idea. Heading 3 is even smaller. If you've ever used word processing software, these heading options or these formatting options should be a bit familiar. Okay, so feel free to use whatever heading level you feel is appropriate. I will use heading level 3, and then you can just say About the Company or whatever text you want to use. And then maybe down here, right after the YouTube video, I will say About Me. Okay, so again, by default, a new line of text is considered a paragraph, and then I can just highlight it, use this menu, and select heading 3. This looks good to me, so I will use the blue update button. And let's go see how this content looks on the public-facing portion of our website. Okay, so here's one of the new subheadings we just created. If I scroll down a bit, here's the other one. Looks good. And that's actually going to bring this lesson to a close. I know that we covered a lot in this lesson and we moved at a fairly fast pace. So it's okay if you didn't 100% absorb everything. If that's the case, if you're feeling like this lesson went a little too fast, why don't you try this? Why don't you go and create a brand new page in WordPress? There are a few different ways you can do that. If you're currently viewing the public-facing portion of your website, just look in this top bar for the button that reads New. It's right about here. And if you hover over it, within this menu, you can click on Page. That's one way to create a new page, or you can use this link to just go back to your dashboard in general. And then in the admin sidebar, look for Pages, and then you can click Add New. All right, now if you feel like this lesson went a little bit too fast, why don't you just watch this lesson a second time and apply the techniques you see to this new page. WordPress doesn't limit how many pages we can create. Practicing again and again and experimenting is the best way to move forward. Now in our next lesson, we will learn how to create subpages. More importantly, I guess we will learn what a subpage even is. And we will also learn how to create drop-down menus within our main navigation link menu. And finally, we'll also learn how to add links to our other pages within our paragraphs of content. It should be a lot of fun. Let's keep things rolling, and I will see you in the next lesson.